Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this month's talk on higher technical qualifications. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Lucy Barnwell. I'm Director of Marketing for the group. And tonight we've got some real experts in the house to talk about higher technical qualifications, or HTQs, as you might have seen them. First, I'm going to go around my screen. I'm just going to introduce Deborah Adams. She is the Director of Campus for Dearne Valley College. Thank you very much, Deborah, for being here. Keith Sanderson, who is the Director of Campus for Rotherham College. And then we have Mark Ryan, who is our Vice Principal of Curriculum here as well, talking to you tonight. So just a huge thanks to you all for doing this. I think it's really important for our learners to be able to have the chance to hear about higher technical qualifications from you guys. So I've got some questions I'm going to ask you. It's quite informal. I'm going to ask one to you, the first one to you, Mark, if that's all right. Mark, what are higher technical qualifications, please?
Evening, Lucy. Evening, everyone. So as you alluded to earlier, Lucy, higher technical qualifications, or HTQs, are specialised level 4, level 5 training programmes designed to address skill shortages in specific industries, aligning to what our local skills improvement plan is suggesting, or our LSIP. In our region, HTQs are being developed to fill the gaps within sector, but also look at future-proofing what these skills are going to be required, what will look like for jobs for the future in engineering, digital technology, computing, health, manufacturing, engineering, green skills, sustainability, all of which are key for our regional growth and economic growth. And this has been supported of recent by the South Yorkshire Institute of Technology, or the SYIOT. Institutes of Technology are located right across the country, and they're a national network of experienced educational providers, such as ourselves, that will work together in collaboration with fellow training providers, higher technical institutions, Sheffield Hallam University, for example, in ensuring that we work together in partnership to meet and deliver world-class technical education training, and this is where our HTQs sit. The SYOT, so the South Yorkshire IoT, has been backed by several millions of pounds from the Department of Education, and it marks a significant regional kite mark and milestone in terms of the collaborative colleges and training providers within our region. And it's for us to be able to, one of the 21 across the country, to be able to come together to work collaboratively to ensure that we meet the national, the regional local skills improvement plans. With the ever-changing and emerging technologies and investments in technical equipment and resources, it's really important that as providers we are at the forefront of shaping and changing and ensuring that we close the skill gaps, along with supported by local, regional and national employers. The HTQs sit right within the heart of the SYIOT, and the HTQs map across to the occupational standards, apprenticeship standards that we have, to ensure that it allows different types, opportunities for training, whether it's face-to-face, it's work-based, it's a hybrid, a different type of model. So that's a little bit around what an HTQ and the South Yorkshire IoT is, Lucy.
That is fantastic. Thank you, Mark. And for all those who actually missed and want to know more about the South Yorkshire Institute of Technology, please go to the RNN Group's website. That's www.rnngroup.ac.uk. And you can actually go on our webinars page and listen to the webinar that I held with Jill Cooper back in late September, actually on the South Yorkshire Institute of Technology. So thanks, Mark, for bringing out that. That's great timing. Thank you for that. Deborah, is it okay if I ask you who can take an HTQ?
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for that very comprehensive outline, Mark. So who can take a HTQ? So any individual that is 19 plus can apply for this particular programme. Ideally, it would be an individual with some health experience, for example, or some cyber essential experience, but that's not it's not essential, because we will provide the knowledge and the skills and behaviours that those individuals will need on programme. And we also provide placements alongside the HTQs that will enable them to upskill and gain those essential vocational elements. So yes, anyone can apply. Ideally, a level 3 qualification will ensure that they can enter that programme. But equally, we will assess individuals upon entry. So if someone that's already in the industry may have those prerequisites.
Thanks, Deborah. I have just had a question come through that asks about the placement. How many hours approximately, or how much time would a learner spend on a placement?
So some learners are already in employment, and that employment in the healthcare sector will count. So we encourage individuals to have at least 1 day per week in a setting, which we will support them to be able to gain. So we have lots of employer contacts, stakeholders in the trust, voluntary organisations that we work with on a daily basis. So we can support learners to attain a placement.
Fantastic. Thank you, Deborah. Keith, over to you. Why take an HTQ then?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for that, Lucy. So why take an HTQ? So the HTQ, as well as being a natural progression for students that have completed a T level, we were looking to enhance and develop their skills further. As Mark alluded to at the start, these have been written in effect in collaboration with employers, with stakeholders, and with sector leaders, so that the skills and knowledge within an HTQ meet the sector skills gaps. So by taking an HTQ, you enhance your opportunity for employment and for enhancing your career. So, for instance, some of the later technologies in, say, cybersecurity, that's a national priority. It's a huge skills gap, and the HTQ is designed to fill that gap so that the individual undertaking it is ready for employment in that sector. So it's a fantastic opportunity to help develop yourself.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Keith. Deborah, any additional benefits of having an HTQ then that you want to share with our audience?
Thank you. Well, in terms of the HTQ, these are level 4 and level 5 qualifications. So ideally, this is preparing individuals for careers, high class careers in the chosen pathway. If I give an example of health, so a health HTQ that can enable individuals to go and practice within a clinical setting or a healthcare setting straight into employment. Or equally, they can progress and top up into like a Bachelor of Science with honours in adult nursing. So they can top up for an extra year or 2 years, say, for example, University of Sheffield Hallam, for example, and they can pursue a higher level career.
That's really amazing, actually. It's an additional benefit for people if they don't want to go on through to a full degree and they may only have time for, let's say, a 1-year course. It's a great way to get that next step up, isn't it? Thank you. That's fantastic. Keith, so when do HTQs start in the academic year?
So currently we have 2 intakes, one in September and one in January. So if anyone is thinking of applying or would like to have a conversation about it, please feel free to contact us and we'll talk to you about our January starts.
That's really good to know, because some people may not make that decision over Christmas, but over the summer period, but actually Christmas may be a time to think about a new start, isn't it? So it's great that they have those opportunities over the Christmas period. Thank you for that. Mark, is it possible I can turn to you to look at this question? It's really important, I think, for businesses to have skilled people. So why would businesses want to hire people with an HTQ, or even consider supporting someone to gain an HTQ?
As we alluded to right at the start, the HTQs offer numerous benefits. The HTQs have been designed in collaboration with employers, stakeholders, regional, local, national needs. And so therefore businesses have been at the heart of that to be able to benefit. Such things as addressing skill shortages, for example, to meet industry needs, allowing business to fill those critical gaps, improve productivity of their workforce in terms of their technical skills, their technical knowledge, to be more efficient at processing through innovation within the business. Reduce their recruitment costs. So if they're employing somebody and they need to upskill them, they're going to have to pay for that as an employer. If an employee comes in with these HTQs, or it can be supported by the Lifelong Learning Entitlement Fund, or an individual's already been through the process of acquiring an HTQ, because they've got that desire and that motivation, as Deborah's just alluded to, about enhancing their career prospects, enhancing their earning potential. That's a support in terms of the business, because they're recruiting higher skilled individuals. Increase their competitiveness across the sector, across their sector, so that they're employing highly skilled, consistent workforce to stay at the forefront of what we do know is a fast-paced moving life that we lead. Things are ever changing in terms of industries and technology to become more efficient and effective. And engineering and sustainability is a fantastic example of that. And I also think that businesses can support, as well as recruiting individuals and having those individuals already in place and with them HTQs, they can actually upskill the individuals. Again, going back to the LLE, skills back at the Skills Bank England, to support those individuals to become better, to support the businesses to increase productivity as they move forward to be successful.
That's great. I think this is really important that businesses get on board with this and look at the HTQ for their employees who would like and benefit from that upskilling. So that's great. Thank you. Right. Most importantly, Deborah and Keith, I'll go to you first, Deborah, is HTQs at the RNN Group. Deborah, what HTQs are you offering at Dearne Valley College?
Thank you, Lucy. The qualification that we're delivering is the Health Science Professional Qualification. And basically, learners that are successful on this programme will benefit from a hybrid kind of delivery model. So we're really proud to announce that learners on the health programme will actually learn in the state-of-the-art higher education centre, the University Centre Rotherham. So there'll be at least one day a week where they will embrace that type of learning in that higher education setting, and will receive tuition from expert tutors, so from like health psychologists to current practicing nurses, clinicians, and health practitioners. So they will learn from skillful experts in the field. And then they will also have an opportunity to come over to the Dearne Valley campus, where they will immerse in this amazing facility. We've just got a brand new health suite, and in this health suite there is a simulated operating theatre. Not that we're going to conduct operations, but it prepares learners for those jobs and careers within all those allied occupations. There's a simulated 3-bed recovery ward, where patient care and all of the equipment that we have installed in there is all state-of-the-art, brand new. And we've also got a medical assessment unit with all of the technical equipment and all the hoists, etc., to be able to apply those patient care skills. We also have a VR suite, which will enable learners to immerse in digital technology and digital skills to be able to explore the human body. Whereas, you know, for example, walking through a human body that has COPD, for example. And I must also say that we've got artificial intelligence in the health suite. We have a mannequin called Alex, who actually simulates breathing. He talks to you. He has a pulse, and you can actually diagnose different symptoms with him. So it's really, really exciting. And that is what learners that enrol onto HTQ in health can experience with us.
Well, that's just incredible, Deborah. What an incredible array of facilities that you have there for health learners. It's great to be able to have the university to be able to go and do that theory side, but have the Durham Valley campus to do all the practical, the best of both worlds. And those facilities sound incredible, especially Alex. That sounds amazing. Thank you. Keith, over to you. So what HTQs is Rotherham College and University Centre Rotherham delivering?
Thanks, Lucy. So we are currently offering within construction the construction site supervisory HTQ, which will enable individuals who are perhaps been working within a trade area such as bricklaying or joinery to move into supervisory role. And within that, we've just had some significant investment in our construction centre and digital wing, which I'll come on to in a moment. We offer the engineering HTQ, and we've got a bias for mechanical and electrical engineering within that, so we can tailor that to the student need. What we find is that we're getting requests from employers for certain biases and for certain elements of that delivery to map into their business. So some of the larger businesses in Rotherham are sort of supporting us with that curriculum planning and delivery. We offer a suite of digital HTQs. So within the computing HTQ, various pathways for cybersecurity technologist, data analyst, and software development. So as I mentioned, we are very fortunate to add some significant investment in our Clifton building, which has enhanced the experience we're going to be offering our students. So we have a new construction building, which is opening very shortly. We have a brand new digital wing, which has got a cyber lab and some state-of-the-art equipment. And we're very proud of it. We've also had some significant investment in the materials required for engineering around some of the matrix mechatronics kits, which really enhance that experience for our students.
You know, I had a sneak peek last week at the cyber rooms, and I have to say, when we had our business breakfast, and I did feel I was walking to some kind of James Bond style or MI5 style room when I went into some of the cyber suites. It was quite phenomenal, the technology in there and the what's going to be available for learners, especially with those HTQ courses. So yeah, anyone out there thinking of doing cybersecurity, Rotherham College University is the place to come, because these facilities are quite incredible. Thank you for that, Keith. That's really fantastic. So just to round up, really, was there any additional information, Mark, first off, that you feel that we've missed out on, that you want to add to this webinar for our listeners out there, and just to sort of summarize and how it will help them, the benefits, and how our learners can really progress with these qualifications?
Yeah, sure. There's been lots of information about HTQs, about skills, about reskilling. And I think I would say that we're reskilling a community for changing industries. As industries evolve, jobs become more technological driven. HTQs will support that accessible route pathway to help these individuals, communities reskill and transition into these spaces. And these high demand sector spaces that are as we've said, changing rapidly. HTQs are more affordable than perhaps what traditional higher educational route may take, and that will follow multiple different modes of delivery: online, blended, face-to-face, asynchronous, part-time, block delivery, which links back to the affordability of the HTQs being much smaller, modular based, purchasing modular based units to allow them individuals, the employees of employers, supporting their pathway into creating and developing their own future, but also to the business has been able to map and create a direction for their employees if needs be. The HTQs will support regional economic growth. So if communities and individuals are buying into and acquiring HTQs, it's going to support them in terms of their job prospects, their earning prospects. But what we've got to remember is that when we're purchasing HTQs or modules from HTQs, there are support from your employer, there are support from government, there is support from student loans, there is going to be support from 2025, the Lifelong Learning Entitlement Fund. And all I would say, it's an investment into your future as an individual in terms of reskilling, remapping and rerouting self. So I think in summary, that's where we see HTQs with the RNN group. As colleagues have alluded to, it will go through digital, computing, engineering, sustainability, green skills, wind turbines, health. There's going to be lots of opportunities, and HTQs will continue to evolve, will continue to change, and will continue to expand because the world's ever evolving. And as a community and as a country and as an FE training provider, we'll continue to flex and map ourselves to them changes that's happening within sectors.
It follows really on the back of T levels, doesn't it? And the focus of T levels across the group, that across the country, and the skills agenda across the country to build those skills for economic growth. So it's great to see that the higher technical qualifications are actually following on from the success of T levels, which we've known as a group, especially over the last year, has been fantastically successful. So it's great to see that. Deborah, did you want to add anything else on top of what Mark has said as a general sort of roundup of the of HTQs?
I think for the listeners, I think we've provided lots of information and food for thought. But all I'd like to say is that if anybody is interested in a HTQ or wants any further information, then to please get in touch. Call in and see us, whether it's at Rotherham or the University Centre Rotherham or at the Dearne Valley campus. Please call in and see us, and if you want to come and have a tour of our fantastic facilities, then we'd be more than happy to do so, and I'd look forward to seeing them all.
Just as a reminder of everyone, thank you, Deborah, you've reminded me, we do have our next open day on Saturday the 23rd of November at Dearne Valley College. So if you are interested in looking at the incredible health facilities and digital facilities that are available at Dearne Valley College, whether that be for level 1, 2, 3 courses, T levels, or higher technical qualifications, then families are very, very welcome to come along on that Saturday morning between 10 and 12 and have a look. So thank you, Deborah, for reminding me of that. Keith, did you want to add anything at all to this evening's roundup?
Yeah, only to say that if you sat there and in the past you've considered higher education but felt that it's not accessible enough or it's not affordable enough, the HTQ actually it does resolve that to an extent. We are adaptable in our delivery methods and delivery modes, and as Mark alluded to before, they are much more affordable than traditional higher education. So if you are skilling and you're looking at higher education as a potential option, this might be ideal for you and take away some of those pressures that you've perhaps put you off higher education in the past. So again, just to reiterate what Deb Wood said, we'd love to see you if you're interested in high technical qualification.
Thank you, Keith, and everyone. Rotherham College is having its next open day on the 16th of November. That's Saturday, the 16th of November. Again, the brand new construction centre facilities will be available for full tours and viewing. So do go onto the website and book on between 10 and 12 on Saturday, the 16th of November. Thank you all. We haven't got any questions from our viewers. I think that's because you've been so thorough with your information. At this point, what I will do is say that anyone interested in finding out more about higher technical qualifications, please do ring in to University Centre Rotherham on 01709 722 806 or email us at ucr@rotherham.ac.uk. Our next webinar, we have a series of webinars. We're doing monthly webinars this year, and our next webinar is on Tuesday, the 12th of November at 1 o'clock. It's focusing on distance learning. So the opportunities for anyone who is unable to get into our campuses, who would like to consider distance learning, we are running a webinar at 1 o'clock on that. And then our next courses start off in January with community courses and higher education in Rotherham. So tune into those, have a look at our website, our www.rnngroup.ac.uk to have a look at our future webinars. We find these very useful for people to have a quick snapshot into some of our key subject areas, which you can either listen to live or watch recorded after at your leisure. Thank you everyone who has tuned into this, and thank you to those who will be watching this after. We appreciate your time and have a good evening. Thank you very much, and thank you to our panelists today too. Thank you then. Bye-bye.